Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Reviews from the Clubhouse, as always brought to you by Clubhouse Films, hosted by myself, Chance McDuffie, and
Logan Solana.
All right, guys, we're back for another episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with that joke. I think the joke is done. Hey, well, for our very few listeners.
I found that if I stop talking, you get really awkward.
Yeah, I do. Because I don't know, it's just dead space. And I'm like,
It's so funny.
Yeah, for our very few listeners, welcome back.
We just saw Captain Marvel.
We did. Less than
12 hours ago. Yeah.
For anyone who happens to stumble upon this channel for the first time,
welcome.
Fair warning, we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, this is the format.
We hope you have fun.
And we're also being kind of quiet because it's 6 a.m.
Yes.
And
my roommate is asleep.
Yeah. So, out of respect, RESPECT.
Yeah. Fair warning, I have a cup of coffee, so you might hear a few slurps and a few thumps from when I set it back down.
Good thing that doesn't mess up the audio or anything. Oh, wait, it doesn't. I'm just kidding. No, it's good. There was a slurp.
Lucky for me, I don't do any of the audio.
That's right.
But hey, I host the show and somewhat kind of put it together and somewhat kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
News for the week. We got some news. All right. We got a few trailers. So we briefly talked about it last week when you had our special guest, Ben Glass, a.k.a. Ben Stone, on the show. He was talking about the Hellboy trailer. Did you actually get a chance to watch the Hellboy trailer? I thought it was such an improvement from that first trailer. Because first trailer, I kind of was like,
what are they doing with it?
Yeah, because I like Hellboy. I like the first two Hellboy movies. I like the concept of Hellboy. He's the Prince of Hell. He's destined to bring the apocalypse. But he was found and raised by a man of God and raised to be a good man, and he fights for God. You know what I mean? Because he has a choice, and that's ultimately what the character's about and what the franchise is about. You choose who you are. And I really dig that. But David Harbour?
Mm-hmm.
I love him, and I've actually seen him. He's in the Bond films. I think that's the first time I've seen him.
Really?
The Daniel Craig Bond films. He's only in one. He's in Quantum of Solace. He's with remember Jeffrey Wright's character Felix?
Yeah.
He's Felix's partner in Quantum of Solace. He's got like a mustache and he's got glasses. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah. I love David Harbour. That was the first thing I ever saw him in.
Man, he got ripped for this movie.
Yeah, he had to train, man. I love him in Stranger Things.
Oh,
and, yeah. In that first trailer, I was like, just some of his delivery with some of those lines. I was like, what? It almost seemed like
it's hard to compare.
He was
him
holding
to
back a little. Yeah, it almost seemed like he was holding back a little bit. Like he didn't want to full swing into some of these lines, but
because it's a little campy. I mean, it's supposed.
But this
to be
second trailer was great. I love the end when she's like, "We're meant to be together." He's like, "You're right," but. What did he say? He said, "You're right,
crazy."
But he said, "You're right, but it'll never work. I'm a Capricorn, and you're crazy as fuck." Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm not sure if they showed us too many visuals. See, it's tricky with stuff like this when you have such a low radar film and you show, aka the money shots.
Money, yeah.
To get people like, oh wow, that looks cool, and then after you see it, you're like, kind of like. Me, as a fan of Hellboy, I've never read the comics. Even the comics have a small following, but
I didn't even know
as a fan of Hellboy, I was like, that looks so cool. I wish I would have seen it in the movie versus in the trailer. But if you didn't show me that, I probably wouldn't have been like, ooh, I want to see this movie, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, but I'm really excited for Hellboy.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Comes out,
think
April.
Yeah, like a month.
I think it comes out the week after Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It comes out the 12th.
Endgame.
Or Shazam.
Oh, Shazam.
I keep calling his original name is Captain Marvel.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's two Captain Marvels.
What?
We'll get into that because
crazy.
Captain Marvel, Brie Carol Danvers, was Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel was a different guy, and they kind of like put the two characters together.
Right.
Like they meshed Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel together and kind of made one person.
Because now Ms. Marvel is like some other person, right?
I'm not sure what she is now.
She's like a girl.
I'm sure you've seen the original Miss Marvel, though.
Yeah? Maybe. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
pull it up. Next is the Brightburn trailer.
Oh, I just watched that.
Yeah.
Right
So
now.
it's very interesting. So if you guys haven't checked that out, this is the second trailer to Brightburn. James Gunn, the writer and director of the first two Guardians of the Galaxy, his brothers wrote this film, Brightburn, and James Gunn is the executive producer on it. It's very interesting. The basic premise is it's like Man of Steel. It's like Superman. Like imagine this baby that crashed out of space, and this family, this husband and wife, they're farmers. They find him and they raise him. But the twist of the story is this kid's a psychopath. This kid's a lunatic. Like when he's getting bullied and stuff, he's just like, you know what? Why am I even dealing with this? I can just kill these people.
Kill 'em.
Yeah, and he's like 6 years old, flying around just murdering people. He's just in the trailer. You see he's taking out airplanes and killing teachers, and it's very interesting. Like, can you imagine, like, the whole concept of Superman, like this god essentially just dropped out of the sky and was raised by these farmers in Kansas.
Yeah, it's sweet.
But imagine if that baby was like a bad seed. Like, we'd be so screwed if Superman turned out bad, you know? It like
goes back to the nature versus nurture thing. You know, the whole argument. Are you born evil or are you raised to be evil?
Hey, choices, just like
That's
Hellboy.
right.
That should be the theme of the
look at that.
episode.
Choices.
But, yeah, it looks really interesting to me.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think it looks actually really cool. And I'm not into like a lot of horror films, and it's interesting that they go into like the horror aspect of it, and he's not just like a bad superhero, quote unquote. So, yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I will actually see that one. Yeah, I've seen her. Yeah, for sure.
It's old, but
Yeah,
so it's crazy because like, did you? So you were never an X-Men fan.
No,
Have you seen the movies?
I've seen Logan. That's it.
Okay, so you
and Days of Future Past.
So you don't know who Rogue's character is because she's not in either of those movies.
No.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say like Rogue is very different in the X-Men movies than she is in the comic books. In the X-Men movies, like her mutation is like she can, if she touches people like flesh to flesh, she absorbs their life force.
Like how so?
Like if you're a human, she just absorbs your she can kill you. She just drains your energy in your life. But as far as mutants, yeah, she could kill you, but she also borrows your powers for a sec.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So there was some shit going on, and Captain Marvel was involved with the X-Men, and Rogue had to hold on to Carol Danvers for a little bit, and she absorbed a lot of Carol Danvers' powers. So in the movies, all Rogue can do is just touch people and borrow their powers for a second. But she held, in the comics and stuff like that, and the cartoons too, she held on to Miss Marvel, for so long that she permanently borrowed her powers. So Rogue's like super fucking strong. She can fly, throw like tanks and all this other kind of stuff. So yeah, I get why they had to dumb it down for the movies and blah 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 blah. But yeah, that's just a little bit of backstory. Anyway, next bit of news we got. So speaking of James Gunn, he is the new director for the Suicide Squad. All the controversy with Disney and Marvel, he's no longer with them.
They scooped him up like so fast.
Like some cat poop. I hope that joke lands with everybody. Anyway, yeah, he's directing he's directing Suicide Squad. God. That is so perfect. Yeah. Look what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, Suicide Squad is such a interesting concept. I was not a fan of that movie. I saw that movie one time.
I liked it.
And I thought it was horrible.
Wow.
That movie felt like a giant music video. For like pop culture, just like it doesn't work the same way that Guardians works, because that music is essential to Star. Like, that's the music that Star-Lord himself listens to. Yeah. So it's got like an overall theme to the movie. It's a reason it's in there. Right. Versus Suicide Squad, they're like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Everybody's in makeup. They're villains. Let's throw some pop music in here. Get everybody riled up. Like, no.
I thought the coolest scene of that movie was when Deadshot is on top of the police car, and he's just mowing all those dudes down.
There's good pieces. Yeah. But overall, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So, originally the report was that Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn and Will Smith's Deadshot would not be featured in this film.
Right.
Turns out they were like, no. Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie will return as Harley Quinn, but we will not move forward with Deadshot. Well, Idris Elba has been cast as Deadshot, and he will replace Will Smith in Suicide Squad.
So he has officially been cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
it went from we're
As
not using
Deadshot,
them.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same Deadshot. So it went from we're not using the character to we're just gonna get a cheaper actor and one who can work with other actors.
Right.
And it not be the
I love
Deadshot show.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, if you haven't seen
I'm
him
a little
in Luther,
nervous. I'm a little nervous about Hobbs and Shaw. I get why he's doing it. It's a paycheck. It's something fun. It's
I
different.
think it's so stupid.
I remember listening to an interview of his a while back, and he was talking about like some of the roles that he gets kind of like typecasted for.
Yeah.
And he was saying Star Trek was so fun for him to do because he got to do something out there. Like he got to put on like prosthetics and a mask and create a character and actually be like, he didn't have to be like suave, tall, black man,
right.
British black guy. Idris Elba. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't have to be that.
I've only seen that once. Star Trek Beyond. Or is it Beyond?
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely like Beyond more than Into Darkness. But I don't know if I like it more. Yeah, I don't know if I like it more than Star Trek.
One.
Yeah, like the
one.
09. Because that movie's like the perfect
like
space
so
odyssey. It's like the perfect space epic movie.
And
like
those
sci-fi.
lens flares, man.
Yeah. You know how he does that? He literally
Yeah.
just sits on set and he takes a flashlight and like shines it in the corner of the camera. That's literally what he does. He just sits there like this. Like that's literally what he does when they film. And yeah, I've seen it. It's so silly looking. I was like, that's how he does this.
Oh,
But
funny.
I appreciate the lens flares. Some people don't like them.
There's too many.
Like yeah, like in Star Trek Into Darkness, he goes way overboard with it. Every time you're on the Enterprise, you're like, how do these people see? It's so bright. Yeah, like, but yeah.
It'll be interesting to see
like
him as
Idris Elba.
Deadshot. I love Idris Elba. Yeah, you gotta watch Luther if you haven't seen it.
I
It's so
remember
good.
the Bond stuff. Everyone's like, oh, he's gonna be James Bond.
Oh, God,
I would
wish.
prefer he not be James Bond.
That's what you said.
Because I mean, like Daniel Craig's like what, 52, 53, and he's
I don't
slowly.
think he was that old.
He might be 50 something, and he's like slowly dwindling out of that
He's like
role
49.
because he's getting older. But I mean, Idris Elba's like 47, so he wouldn't be Bond for very long,
Right,
realistically.
Right. You know, Daniel Craig was already kind of up there when he was cast as Bond. So, but you know, Sean Connery was in his 30s though. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a different time though.
Yeah.
Especially like the way action scenes are filmed now.
Right.
God. Yeah, they're so gritty and just like so like you gotta
I love the
you
way
gotta
they were
work out.
filmed.
You gotta work out and train for like 9 months
Yeah.
to do an action scene that lasts 60 seconds.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's
ridiculous.
so funny how they used to shoot it. How old is he? Oh, you didn't even check?
I did, but we got caught up in the conversation. I
Oh,
locked
sorry.
my phone.
I'm so curious.
Idris Elbows is
Idris Elba.
46.
How old is Daniel Craig?
Danielle Craig.
Danielle, yeah.
Danielle Craig. He's 51. So yeah.
Well, he's that old. I think he was that old. Huh?
Yeah, he's up there. So yeah.
Interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really give a shit about Deadshot and Suicide Squad, so hopefully Idris can change my mind.
And how about that Arrow season 8?
Yeah, Arrow season 8.
I have no clue what Arrow's about.
Is
he
used to watch.
DC?
Yes,
Yeah.
I used to watch Smallville, which was the show about Superman before he like went to Metropolis and blah 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 blah. Oliver Queen / Green Arrow is in that show, and I remember that show. And he's a very different kind of Oliver Queen.
Is it the same dude who plays him? Or?
No. You've seen This Is Us?
Yeah, I have.
So you know the brother.
The good looking one, the blonde one.
Yeah, he was Oliver Queen. He was
in Smallville.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
I don't like.
I
him as an
remember
actor.
when, huh?
I don't like him.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's not amazing.
The
rest of them are.
He's
are
starting
awesome.
he's starting to get a little bit of buzz
Yeah.
because of the show. I think he's gotten like 1 Emmy nomination, maybe 2.
Really? Well,
But
that show is amazing. Though.
yeah,
I
I haven't. I think I left off in like season.
Yeah, I haven't seen season 2.
3.
Wait, what's the newest one?
I think it's
Season
I
3?
want to say 3.
Well, if it's season 3, then I haven't seen the newest season.
Yeah, I don't know where I am. I gotta go back because I have no idea where I am. But yeah, like I was really into Arrow when it first started. For like the first season, I thought was really good because it was better than. Granted, I was in high school, but it was better than I thought it was gonna be. Because I was like, what the fuck are they going to do with the Green Arrow show? I didn't know how gritty he was. They basically made him Batman for TV.
Okay.
And I didn't expect to like it that much. And then season 2 came out, and they introduced the fucking Deathstroke. And did you ever watch the Teen Titans cartoon show growing up?
Yeah.
You remember Slade?
Yeah.
Slade Wilson is Deadshot, and they put or not Deadshot, but Deathstroke, and they put him in Arrow season 2, and he's played by Manu Bennett. He also plays Azog, the Pale Orc, in the Hobbit movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
he's
funny.
oh man, and he's in
Is he good?
Spartacus for a little bit too.
Huh. The TV show? Or?
Yeah, the TV show. But I really liked season 2. Season 3 was kind of like They dealt with like Ra's al Ghul and like Nana Parbat and the League of Assassins.
It's a fun name, Nana Parbat.
Yeah, it was kind of like and then I didn't even finish season 4, and I kind of just fell off. But
Don't you love that?
I'm glad to hear though that they're gonna stop at season 8.
This is the final season?
Yeah,
Okay.
because like we're gonna finish strong enough. You know what I mean? Because like there's still a following for it. I just don't care. I never watched Legends of Tomorrow when that started. I was into The Flash when that started. Yeah, I was into The Flash when it's CW. You know, so like
The Flash fucking sucks.
It was at the point where I was like, there was a lot of superhero content out there, but quality stuff, it was very small. Like Marvel was still stretching its legs, and the DC was stumbling around, and I was like, in order for me to get good DC characters, I have to watch the CW, and if I have to do that, that's fine. And then I just slowly fell off because I was like, this is getting bad, and it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm just gonna.
Flash is also DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that show looks so terrible, and like it just feels like a soap opera.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is. It's just I mean, it's pretty much all it is.
It's so cheesy. I hate it.
CW.
Yeah, I hate it so much. It's like LaCrystal watches this show Riverdale. Mm-hmm. I think that's on the CW too.
I haven't watched it. I know what it is, but I haven't watched it.
So cheesy. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it gets ratings.
Yeah.
It makes money. It's profitable, I guess.
Gets the viewers. Yeah.
But Arrow, farewell. Hope you finish strong. If
Rest
not,
in peace.
I told you so.
I told you so.
All right. Did you ever see Maleficent with Angelina Jolie?
No, because I have self-respect. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I remember.
Is it bad?
I've only seen it one time, and that was when it came out. It came out in like 2015. I'm pretty sure, like 2014.
I know a while
It's
ago,
old, but I don't remember liking it very much.
What's the point? Why are they doing
They
this?
make her good. There's like some
But, like,
weird kind of like.
So I've never seen any. I've really never seen most of the classic Disney movies. I know that's a sin, but she is Snow White.
Yeah. Snow White's villain.
But what the what? Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. And then like,
why?
it's so weird because like
the movie was made. Think about it, almost 100 years ago.
Snow White.
Yeah, that was the first animated Disney movie, Snow White. I'm pretty sure it came out in like 1932.
Damn.
I'm gonna look that up right now. I know it was.
So it's weird because like Maleficent is like this fairy tale creature from the woods. She's like a fairy, I guess. Like originally she had wings.
1937 is when that movie
insane.
came out.
I don't know. It's weird,
So,
man. That's like, there's like a weird like rape metaphor in the movie because like she's asleep and she's in the woods, and then this guy comes up and sees that she's like this human male, sees that she's a fairy tale creature, so he like cuts her wings off in her sleep.
Wow.
And it's supposed to be like he violates her in her sleep. Yeah, and I was like, okay, and that's what makes her kind of like, that's what kind of like poisons her. I get, but she's not evil though. She's
just
like
rotten.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was just so strange. And then, I mean, that's all I really kind of remember from the movie, to be honest with you, because I've only seen it one time. But
it's like,
I don't.
Why are they trying to like do this stuff with?
It's like they're afraid to make her evil. But I'm like, I get that it's Disney and it's like little girls and all this other kind of bullshit that were watching it. But I mean, it's Maleficent. Like that's her character. She's bad. That's the character you people created.
Yeah, she's represented in like a lot of media as a bad person.
Misunderstood. Like, come on. Like, there's a difference between like everyone is in narrative structure. Everyone is the hero to their own story. So
Yeah.
it's one thing to have a bad person who thinks that they're good versus someone who's supposed to be bad and they're doing like kind of
Good
like
things.
not even that, like just the deeds that they're doing, they're not good, they're not bad, they're like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
You don't need to make Maleficent an anti-hero. You're either making her good or bad. Why you're making her good, I have no idea. Just make her the villain.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, Maleficent 2. I don't give a shit about this movie.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't remember the first one. So
On to the next one.
Sherlock Holmes 3.
I love
with Robert Downey Jr.
I
and
love
Jude Law.
the Sherlock Holmes with those two, but I do think I prefer Sherlock, the TV series.
I haven't finished Sherlock. I started the first season.
Ugh.
They're only like 6 episodes though, right? They're not very long.
I think there's like 4 episodes a series, as they call it. But yeah, it's so good.
I don't have a problem with it. I kind of fell off of it.
Yeah, it just gets better and better and better. But then like the 4th season's pretty fucking weird. Like no joke, but it's still really cool.
No joke. You don't know what they did with that one?
Well, it's like I won't spoil it for you, but it's like it's kind of like their Thor Ragnarok in a way. They just like
go balls to the wall.
Yeah, for sure.
Does it work though?
Yeah, it works. It's interesting. It's engaging. It's fun.
So yeah, like Sherlock Holmes 3, they were supposed to make this movie in like 2015.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's been so long.
He sold his soul to Disney.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be Iron Man for a while, and Jude Law's been sporadically doing shits like sprinkled throughout there.
Captain Marvel.
And
we'll talk about him.
And they're finally gonna go ahead with this movie, but they don't have a director yet. So Guy Ritchie did the first 2 Sherlock Holmes.
What else has he done?
He's done A Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'm pretty sure he did Layer Cake. Man from U.N.C.L.E. is really good, by the way. It's like a 60s throwback.
Okay.
Cold War.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, Russian spy and an American spy. It's pretty cool. They cast an American actor as the Russian and a British actor as the American.
Jesus.
Yeah. It works, though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't care.
he did those. Did you see the King Arthur movie with the guy from Sons of Anarchy? I don't know his name.
I had no interest in seeing
that. I didn't think that was very good either.
I mean, I don't really, just from like the Sherlock movies, in my opinion, he's not a very memorable director. He's like...
He used to be, though.
Yeah.
Like, Layer Cake's got style to it. And, like, in my opinion, good directors have, like, voice and style.
Yeah.
You can tell their films.
Yeah.
Even if...
Like David Fincher, like a David Fincher film.
Yeah, or like Denis Villeneuve or Chris Nolan. Like,
right.
When they jump from, like, crime to sci-fi to espionage.
And it still works.
You still have that voice in that genre.
Right.
But it's still like a Chris Nolan film or a Denis Villeneuve film or a Guy Ritchie film. And I feel like he's lost a little bit of his voice. Maybe that, or it just kind of, I don't know, like it just doesn't resonate the same.
So he doesn't want to come back for the 3rd Sherlock film?
Well, he's doing Aladdin right now.
Oh God.
Yeah. So he's
what
busy.
The fuck,
yeah,
man?
So he's busy. I don't know if he's got anything lined up after Aladdin. I'm nervous about Aladdin anyway. But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll since it's pushed back to next year, 2020 or 2021, or not even next year. So it was originally pushed back to next year to 2020, and now it's been pushed back even further to 2021, which means they won't actually start filming until probably end of this year, beginning to mid 2020.
Yeah, I mean, because it could release end of 2021.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Yeah, so most likely
they're not going to start filming for a while.
Probably won't film until 2020.
And a lot of that's probably because, like, you know how people are these days, like, oh, it's pushed back. That means it's bad news. I'm like, no, well, it doesn't have a director yet. Like, you can only, like we were discussing this earlier, you can only do so much in pre-production without a director. Like, you can't really do much of anything. Yeah. You can cast some people.
Right, yeah, you can cast.
You can do some work, come up with some concepts.
A lot of directors kind of come into the project. Sometimes they come into the project half finished, and
so
like Ron Howard with Star Wars. And,
but I really want to see.
I'll see it. Oh, I'll be there. I love Sherlock.
And I love Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. I love him and Jude Law's their chemistry.
Yeah, it's really good.
Those characters, I love all that. So,
but I think, again, going back to it, I think Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch have a better chemistry.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoy theirs.
But hey,
I'll watch it. I'll be there.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is one of my idols. So, Game of Thrones, the final season.
Game of Thrones.
The trailer. You haven't seen Game of Thrones? Have you seen the trailer?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so excited for this, man.
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
I'll let you go on it.
I'm just so ready. It's just been building up, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, these characters, this story, they're so good. I love them. I started reading the first book. Like halfway through that, I'm loving it. I've seen the show from start to finish, like from season 1 to season 7. I want to say 4 times all the way through. And I really like this show. It's good writing, good character development. I understand that the first book and the first season are very similar, but after once season 1 is over and season 2 starts, that's when it starts to differ from the book. I love the show. I'm really caught up in the book right now. I love all the fantasy and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited to read the second book and kind of compare and contrast the show.
Oh, you're a book fan too.
Yeah. And so I mean, it's fun stuff.
Yeah.
But I am very excited for this final season.
I know everyone is.
Like there's dragons and zombies and magic and.
So I've seen this really cool scene from like one of the recent seasons where they fight a bunch of White Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
That looks sweet. That was sweet.
On the
that
ice.
was really cool. Yeah, on the ice. That was sweet.
Yeah, man. So, Game of Thrones. If you like it, I'm sure you're just as excited. If you're not a fan, I'm sure you're with Logan. He's on his phone right now, so.
I like the concept. I saw the first, I want to say, I even saw the first season. But, up until spoilers, if you haven't seen it at all, don't listen to this. Just skip a minute in.
Correct. And, guys, if you're thinking about giving Game of Thrones a chance, give it a chance.
Yeah.
Don't. I'm sure it's been spoiled for you by now. But,
right.
if it hasn't been spoiled and you're listening and you have interest in it, watch it.
But, again, once you hear what I'm about to say, you'll know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sean Bean is in it, and you should know what that means.
Ned Stark, yeah.
So, I've seen up until Sean Bean dies.
That's episode 9.
Okay.
So it's the second to last episode.
Okay, I thought it was the most. I thought I couldn't get into it. I thought
you weren't
boring.
digging the conspiracy and
Nah.
who was what? That shit was thrilling to me, man.
I think real life conspiracies, like the Medici family and everything like that, is interesting. But
this,
I don't know.
This whole world, man. The fact that you have these people, the Targaryens, and they had the dragons, and
I'm a huge history buff.
They flew over. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
flew over. They conquered the 7 kingdoms, and then there was a rebellion, and now the Baratheons rule.
See, I think they spent so. George R.R. Martin spends in my opinion, probably a little too much time building up his worlds, whereas I felt the first season and the second season, and probably even some of the third season, they were building everything up, because I know nothing
There's a lot of
really
characters.
happens.
Well,
they
no.
introduce a lot of characters.
There's a lot that happens.
Yeah.
I think the stuff that happens isn't as far as the overall plot and narrative of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a while to come to a head.
Yeah.
Winter's final. They've been saying winter's coming since season 1, and winter doesn't actually get here to the end of season 7. I get that.
Right.
But you also live in a time where summers last years and summers last years. The seasons last years.
Mm.
You get an 8-year summer.
Yeah.
And then a fucking 10-year winter.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
So I get all that, winter's coming. But
well, winter's coming in 20 years. Oh.
the build up and the conflict are more so with the characters, I think, versus the overall what they're dealing with, which is the White Walkers and the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But
have you seen all of it? Are you all caught up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've also seen some of the stylistic stuff. I just don't like there's a scene where I don't know who she is, but I think she's the queen or something.
Cersei.
Sure. She's walking through town naked.
Yep.
And
she's doing her walk of atonement.
Right.
She's being punished by the church.
Right. I know that much. But like, I thought that went on for way too long. But like, I get that. That's the point.
But had you seen everything from start up until then?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the happiest moments I've ever had.
Really?
Because Cersei is just such an evil character.
She's a bad character.
I hate Cersei to death. And she's like, I was like, she's finally getting her just deserves. Like, I was so happy. I was like, she's not dead, but fuck her.
But like,
then she just gets back to the Red Keep, and she spoiler alert. Like, do you care if I tell you this? She gets back to the Red Keep, and she just fucking blows the church up. Like, she blows it up because they have this like dragon fire, which is just like this really liquid, or it's like this really flammable like wax oil looking stuff.
Sounds like alcohol.
And like she literally just, it's so hard to explain, bro.
Can I get a shot of dragon fire?
She just blew that motherfucker up. Like, I just hate Cersei. So anyway,
So
but yeah, man, Game of Thrones
8?
final season. Yeah, I hope they kill Cersei. I really do. So, hey, next one. You ever seen Edge of Tomorrow? Did you like Edge of Tomorrow?
No.
What? I love Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow is so good. I think it's so underrated, man. It's got Tom Cruise. It's got Emily Blunt. It's got aliens.
I like Alien Blunt.
And he's fucking dying, and he's starting the day over, and they do that really well, that concept really well, and he just trains, and he has to figure out how to stop these aliens. Like, it's such a good movie.
I just hate, I don't know, like, I hate movies where nothing matters. So, like, that's when, like, everyone's talking about, like, oh, we think they're going to do the whole multiverse thing with Marvel. I hate that because, like, what's the fucking point? Nothing matters. Like, okay, well, they all died in this universe, so we'll just focus on the next universe where everyone is perfectly normal and healthy and fine, but they're a little bit different because this Spider-Man, maybe he was a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but this Spider-Man, maybe he only protects one street, not the whole neighborhood. Like, okay, who cares? And it's like, I think a series that does stuff like that really well, Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. Really good, because while you think nothing matters, everything matters. Yeah, there's consequences. Where Edge of Tomorrow, he lives, dies, repeats, and sure, he learns from everything, but the outcome is always going to be the same. And it's like,
yeah. It was a fun ride, though.
It was a fun movie, yeah, for
I
sure.
think it's written really, really well. It's acted very well.
I gotta see it again. I've only saw it once.
I have it on Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah, I love that fucking movie, man. I think I have it on digital copy too.
That's funny.
I'm actually a really big Emily Blunt fan. I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I like Emily Blunt.
And
that was the first
Christopher
movie I ever saw her
McQuarrie,
in.
he directed the last two Mission Impossible films, so Rogue Nation and Fallout. He also wrote.
Fallout was really good.
He also directed the first Jack Reacher. I'm pretty sure he wrote. Have you seen The Usual Suspects?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he wrote that. And he got an Oscar for that. But I'm really excited for Edge of Tomorrow too.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, what's the premise?
They won.
Right.
And yeah, you know, so those suits that they wear. Apparently, Emily Blunt
suits.
Broke down on set and started sobbing because it was so heavy. Like the suit, it's like she couldn't physically do it anymore. Huh? She was at her breaking point, and she was getting ready to just walk off the soundstage and quit.
Like, Marines have to wear like 90 pounds of gear, and they don't fucking like bat an eye.
Granted, when you go into the Marines, you know what you're going into. But when you sign on, and they said you got to wear this mechanized suit, and it ends up weighing like fucking 30 pounds. I get it. Yeah. And you're filming for 12 hours a day, because
those motherfuckers
the
work
film
like 20 hours.
Yeah, the film world is, you heard, it's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Oh, for sure.
So I could imagine how, like, you film that for like 6 months. You're like, bro, I'm fucking tired of being in. I get it. But Tom Cruise actually, he talked to her, and he didn't make her stay, but like he comforted her. Yeah. He comforted her, and kind of he was there for her. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about Tom Cruise, he's a fucking lunatic, but
yeah, he's crazy.
He's a nice guy, from what I understand.
So I'm gonna be a little weird here, but LaCrista, my girlfriend, her Chance just dropping shit. Her cousin is pretty, not really. She's a pretty well known actress. She was in like a couple episodes of like How I Met Your Mother, and she's done some cool stuff. And so the rumor goes, I don't believe it, because I think it's just one of those like rumors, but like Tom Cruise is secretly gay. I don't believe it. She went on a date with Tom Cruise, and she's just like, oh, I think he's gay, and like her publicist is just like hiding it and trying to cover it up, because if he were to come out as gay, then like okay, I just think it's just the Illuminati fucking shit.
It amazes me how much we blow up celebrities.
Yeah.
Because I don't even necessarily like the word celebrity. Like,
Celebrity.
it's just kind of like overrated. Like, they're artists. You know, they're just making stuff. That's
right.
Literally all they're doing. And it's like it's in the spotlight, and we almost like we treat these celebrities as like deities almost, and like they're so much larger than life, and like bro, these people these are people, and it's just their careers and their professions just happen to be
glamorous,
something that everyone indulges in.
Yeah.
And like there's just so many people that partake, and just I don't know.
Sure.
It just blows my mind. Like, why is that such a big deal that Tom Cruise is fucking gay?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well,
Who cares?
yeah. What does it matter?
He's a guy.
Yeah.
Like,
He's allowed to
who
be.
gives a
He's
shit?
allowed to be
What is him
whatever he
being?
wants.
What is him being gay, straight,
Right.
or whatever? What does that have to do with the movie that you're watching?
Yeah. Who cares?
You know what I mean?
Actors portray different.
That's
people
why
all
like,
the
it
time.
blows my mind when people are like, "Oh, I don't like something they said, or something they did, or something they believe in." Blah blah. I'm like, what does that have to do with their music, their show, like their writing, their acting, their producing? Like, what does that have to do with the content that you're
receiving?
It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. If Tom Cruise is gay, hey, he's the toughest gay guy on the face of the earth. I bet you wouldn't fucking make fun of him for being gay. That dude will roundhouse you.
No, I'd make fun of him for being short.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
even though,
like Family Guy.
We're all the same.
They made him like Stewie's height. He was like a toddler's size. Oh my god. That shit is so funny. Anyway. Hey, that was a news segment, guys. All right. It's time for the big corners.
What you came for.
Captain Marvel. All right. So Captain Marvel, you want to give the summary, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, you go for it. Captain
Marvel's about a pilot by the name of Carol Danvers. And she, in this movie, she's super powered. She's a warrior for this race known as the Kree. And the Kree are at war with this other race called the Skrull. And Brie Larson is this warrior who doesn't really know who she is, and she's got all this power, and the Kree take her under their wing, and they try to teach her how to control her powers, which is Jude Law's character. He trains her. He's the leader of this little tactical team that she's part of. And it's this really cool space adventure, fish out of water.
It was cool.
Discovering who I am, space epic. And yeah, I think Captain Marvel is very entertaining in parts, in spurts, but
hate that word.
Spurts. Yeah, it's got it's sprinkled with entertainment. I will say one thing, like there's a lot of agendas surrounding this movie. There are a lot of people that really want this movie to fail and really want this to succeed.
Oh yeah.
For like various different reasons. Yeah. That being said, going into this movie, I didn't go in with any kind of expectations. I know who Captain Marvel is. I know her comic history and all that. Like I was saying earlier, she's like kind of an amalgamation of like two characters kind of mushed into one.
Right.
And I just wanted to be entertained, and I just wanted to have a good time.
We
live in a world where we get so much superhero content, and there's some that are like amazing, like The Dark Knight, the first Avengers, the first Iron Man, or Captain America Civil War,
Right.
Captain America the Winter Soldier. Granted, I don't expect every single one of these superhero movies that come out to be a Dark Knight, to be a Winter Soldier. I just want it to be good and entertaining, and if it can do that, then fine.
Right.
And I was entertained for the most part through this movie. I had fun with it. It had its ups and downs. There was certainly some moments where I was like, I don't know if I like that or if that works.
Really?
But overall, I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. So what Chance and I do is if we can, we see the movie together, but we don't talk about it. So like until like right now. So I'm finding out just right now, like he didn't like some parts.
Yeah, there's some parts I didn't like.
Really?
I mean, and
I can't wait to hear it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. So how about you?
So I am. Well, I loved it. Seriously, I thought it was awesome. It's probably my top 5 favorite Marvel movies.
Really?
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy being my favorite, but
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's in my top 5, but
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it.
that's your prerogative.
Yeah,
You know it's wrong.
exactly. All film is subjective.
That's right. But like, so, yeah, Brie Larson got a ton of backlash before this movie came out, and yeah, people want it to fail.
Mm-hmm.
But people are also saying like, it's the most. I literally saw a comment yesterday on like, because Marvel has like sponsored content that they post on like Facebook and stuff. Like the the comment was like, this was the most sexist and racist movie I've ever seen. I was like, the whole time I was like, all right, she's going to make a black joke, or she's going to do something that's crazy, or she's going to say like all men are pigs and they should have their dicks chopped off. Nothing like that happens whatsoever. I have no clue what these motherfuckers are talking about.
There's people with agendas, man.
It's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like batshit insane. And like everyone liked that comment. There were like 300 likes on that comment. And it's just like,
not to get into race or politics here, but I remember when Civil War was coming out, and it was Black Panther when he's on the roof fighting Bucky, he's getting shot at by this helicopter, and it was like, I saw this meme and say, a bulletproof black man, the white man's biggest fear. And I was like, not to get into race and politics, I was like, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
And then like this, a powerful woman who, like,
what are they thinking? No,
Yeah, like-
I'm kidding, of course. Like,
it's sexist
yeah.
and race. Like, how? You're just
How?
saying that because you don't want it to be good. You're just making up lies and trashing this movie because you don't want it to be good. It's not. You probably didn't even see the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what movie were you watching?
Yeah.
I
thought
don't
it
know.
was- I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, like,
I didn't get it. I thought it was refreshing to see like two female leads pretty
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I think what a lot of people say is like, oh, well, we're just not comfortable seeing a woman as the leading character.
why?
But why? And you've got fucking Samuel L. Jackson and Jude Law.
and Ben
and
Mendelsohn.
you've got 3 men who are like also in 80% of the fucking movie. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What the fuck does it matter? Just shut the fuck up and watch your movie, or don't watch it. God damn it! Like, why does it matter?
Hey,
It gets me
I
fired
love
up.
this. I love how mad you're getting
Dude,
because
it gets me
it's
fired up.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah, it's
so
ridiculous.
stupid.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, there's
You guys
nothing
have
wrong
Crimes
with
Against
this.
Humanity? Sorry.
Yeah, we do have
Yeah,
Crimes Against
sweet.
Humanity.
Sorry. Anyways,
Um,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Overall, I felt like. Jesus Christ. Overall, I felt like just as far as like the movie flows and the beats, on certain parts it was like a buddy cop,
Yeah.
and then at certain parts it was like a fish out of water,
Right.
and then at certain parts it was strongly about sisterhood,
Mhm.
and like all of those things. It never felt like there was a you could write those things down on a sheet of paper, and I don't feel like narratively there was a straight line through all of that. It was kind of like up and down and sideways and spun around and sort of like, you know what I mean?
Which I think is kind
it
of
didn't have like a
fine.
linear structure as far as like what it's about in the tone of it and like kind of like the message. It almost just felt like a series of scenes and a series of moments that were kind of put together around this bigger plot revolving the Kree and the Skrull, if that makes sense. But yeah, and I don't know, like visually, it didn't really have much flair to it. We were kind of talking about this, like we spoke about this earlier, when like directors have style. This movie has two directors. It's a guy and some lady. I don't know their names. But there was no style to it.
Right.
Like there's no voice. Like it was just kind of just like it's just a film.
Yeah.
And that kind of bummed me out. I was like, because you kind of expect that with the Marvel movies, like with the Russo brothers.
Sorry, not to cut your flow off. We watched that on International Women's Day too.
Yeah.
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 That's pretty.
Took my girlfriend out for lunch.
That's right. Yeah.
International Women's Day.
Sorry, Anthony Russo.
Oh yeah. So like the Russos, they have like this really intense, gritty vibe to their movies. To the Winter Soldier. To Civil War.
Which
to
is cool.
Infinity War. Taika Waititi, he's got this like this wild style to the entire movie. Like, you know what I mean? James Gunn, he has this style that bleeds through two movies, even three if you include Infinity War. Like that style is still there. It still feels like a Guardians movie inside Infinity War. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's because James Gunn he helped write those scenes and stuff like that. But with Captain Marvel, I don't feel any kind of style. I don't feel any kind of voice. It just feels like just another movie.
So here's why I think that might be, and this might be a cop-out for them, but, like, the whole time, she doesn't know who she is, so, like, the movie doesn't know what it wants to be, because that's her character.
That whole aspect of, who am I?
Right.
I feel, it's kind of hard to do that, because, I mean, like, think about, like, the Bourne movies, or even, like, Alita, when you wake up, like, I don't know who I am, and it's more so of how they react to things that makes you know, like, oh shit, like Alita and Jason Bourne, like they both have those moments where they just like completely kick someone's ass,
right? And
they have no idea how they did that, and you're like, whoa, these you look at those two characters or like that kind of story and how you're like, that person used to be a badass, like they used to be something pretty sweet, they used to be a lethal weapon, if you will. But with Carol, I don't know, like with Captain Marvel, I felt like Alita, dare I say, did that better.
That's what you said, yeah.
Than Captain Marvel. As far as like building up the character and like her trying to remember who she is and that kind of struggle. Like I never felt like with Alita, you could feel that there was something underneath. This desire to find out who she was, and you could kind of feel that passion burning in her.
Where, like,
and I never really felt that with Captain Marvel. Like I never felt like she really, really needed
to know who she was.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was like
maybe that was
a choice as far as like Brie Larson, or if that was direction.
Yeah, if it was because like the whole time, and they say this in the trailer, but like Jude Law's character is like trying to be like, forget your past and forget your emotions and everything like that. So like,
yeah, and she's supposed to be suppressing her emotions.
Right,
I get that, yeah, but
at the same time,
yeah, like it was really hard for me to connect with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
On that front, like trying to find out who she was. I wasn't really riding that train with her. But yeah. Did you like the cat?
Yeah.
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 I knew that the cat was.
Yeah, I knew the cat was something.
Yeah.
And this is still non-spoilers.
Yeah.
So the cat's cool.
Cat's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was going into this movie, there was only two things that I was like really skeptical of and like didn't like, and it was the CGI, which was just at times it was fucking unbelievable for Samuel L. Jackson and for Coulson, because I don't know his name.
Clark Gregg.
Clark Gregg, there you go. They de-aged them
seamlessly,
almost flawlessly.
I was looking for it.
Yeah, I was
especially
too.
With Sam Jackson, because he's in the movie so much. I was looking for it, and I was like, you can't even tell. Like, it's
and it
insane.
also helps because like he doesn't have a goatee in this one.
Yeah. Plus, you know what they say, black don't crack. That dude's like 71, and he looks like he's like 42.
Yeah, he looks great, man.
It's crazy.
Plus, he moves really well too.
Yeah, I really loved Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
I loved the chemistry that he and Brie Larson had. Like they had, like their friendship is so awesome. It's like so genuine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is such a dork in this movie. Yeah. You see how immature he is.
He just got to geek out, which I love. Because he's a nerd.
He is a nerd.
He reads comics, you know what I mean? Like,
but he's such a badass.
He likes anime.
Yeah.
You know he was a cheerleader?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
it's so funny because like in at least two Marvel films now, he has tried to say his signature line, which we all know what it is, motherfucker. And and like in Infinity War, at the very end when he gets dusted, mother, and then he dies. And in this one, he gets into a car crash and he says it again.
You know, in Star Wars, he engraved BMF for bad motherfucker on his on and off switch to his lightsaber. Yeah, that dude's a boss.
But yeah. Two things I was very skeptical of was the CG, and like there's a part, and I knew it was still gonna pretty much look like this, where she's flying through space and she looks really weird. And Tony, our cinematographer, he's always like he was talking with you, I think, maybe it was
I don't know. You have to say
maybe it was Jay, but he was like, oh well, you know. You really don't get that like in space that there's like no texture or something. I'm like, well, think about Gravity. Like that movie looks really amazing, and it's all CG. Yeah. But like,
think about Star Trek.
Right? Yeah.
Think about how clean cut Star Trek looks.
For sure. I don't know. I just don't think it was as polished as it could have been. Yeah. But like again, I'm not gonna like shit on it too hard because I can't do that. Mm-hmm.
I will say
whatsoever.
There were parts of the like you said, there were good parts and bad parts. I briefly said this to you last night. It wasn't like Black Panther though.
Right.
Black Panther, when they're fighting on the train, that is like
that's rough.
It's bad.
That's
like
rough.
There are parts of it where I was like, it took me out of the movie when I first watched it. I was like, this looks kind of like almost laughable. It's like, this doesn't look very good. There was not a moment in Captain Marvel where I was like, this looks so bad.
No.
That I'm like, ugh.
Not at all.
But it was noticeable.
Right.
You can tell that it's a CGI image.
Yeah.
But it's not distracting.
Yeah. My other part would be, and I know like people probably don't think this at all, but like I did not like. It took me a while, but I did not like Brie Larson's acting. I didn't think she did that good.
Yeah, her performance. I'm not
kind
sure.
of flat.
Because it's wooden.
Yeah.
And I know that she's a good actress.
For sure.
Yeah,
she's fucking won an Oscar.
She's talented. Like
that's the problem with winning an Oscar. Like once you win an Oscar, you're expected. It's like winning a Heisman. Like you're expected to do that every time. And if you don't,
and I'm not sure if it's like her choice or if it's like direction. You know what I mean?
I can't speak.
I don't
for
know.
Her
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because there are moments when she's really good.
Like her first fucking lines, and she wakes up and she goes, "Can't sleep, want to fight." Oh my god, if this is how it's gonna be the whole time. Like when she's in the car and they're driving together, like it just seems so stale. But then like I warmed up to her and like I got used to it and like
that's kind of her personality,
right? I guess,
and I get it because she's supposed to be suppressed,
right?
Because that's
like
her
when you
whole
look
shtick.
at Jude Law. Like, he's very charismatic.
Great, by the way.
Yeah, he was
thought
awesome
Jude Law
at it.
was
Yeah,
really good.
he was awesome at it. I love Jude Law. Yeah, I mean, but like when you compare it to like,
we have both Holmes and both Watsons in the.
I know.
MCU
Isn't that
now.
so funny?
Wow.
Isn't that so funny? That's fucking awesome.
Fucking Rachel McAdams is in it now too.
Oh shit, that's right. She's Doctor Strange. Yeah. Who's the other Mary isn't gonna be in it, I don't think.
Probably not.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. I would just throw her in there as like just like one little cameo.
Picture. 2 franchises. Anyway.
But yeah, other than that, love the movie. I thought it was fantastic.
All right, for the non-spoiler, let's rate it. So I know before we said out of 5, but fucking I'm gonna do out of 10 because it's really hard to do like.
Yeah.
Out
We've
of 5.
never rated. We haven't rated any of the Marvel.
So as of right now, it's out of 10. So I'd give this movie a solid like 7.2 out of 10. I didn't think it was bad. There's just definitely parts with Brie Larson's some of her performance with the weird, just like the different motifs that they go for, like the sisterhood, the buddy cop, and the fish out of water. It's not like a seamless thing for me. You could definitely tell like this chunk's about this chunk's about that, this chunk's about that, and they kind of they don't fit together all that well. And then like just it was visually bland. I just kind of wanted a little bit more like style and kind of see who we were working with as far as like the directors and how they brought it to vision, like how they brought their vision to life. You know what I mean?
Did
I didn't
you say 7.2?
Yeah, 7.2 out of 10, baby.
God,
I didn't. Yeah, like
such a weirdo.
Thank you. I have to make things
You
complicated.
just make
I have to make people think.
7.5. I'll give it a 7.2 and a half.
I'm like, what's that in a percentage?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good time with it. It definitely felt very Phase 1-ish to me.
Yeah, that's what you said. Which I agree with, but I also
But then like Doctor Strange didn't feel Phase 1 to me.
No, but Doctor Strange, I've also said it felt so fucking rushed.
It did.
And I love Doctor Strange.
And I wouldn't even say that this movie felt rushed at all.
No, not at all. It was doing its own thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But like, yeah.
The action sequences are really intense.
They're
really
fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's a sequence when Captain Marvel's hands are bound and she has to fight these dudes, but she can't really use her hands. Yeah. It was really cool, yeah. The sound editing in this is really cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I was really paying attention to the sound for some reason.
Yeah, the Wookiees.
Yeah. Them howling at the moon.
Like, Krista literally looked over and she was like, fucking Chewie in this? it like, she's not a big Star Wars fan at all, but like, you know, they use Star Wars sounds in the movies, like in
Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah,
use all their shit.
Like in the first Ant-Man, when Yellow Jacket shoots, those are the AT-ATs.
Oh,
yeah, sounds just.
There is an Ed Helms scream in there somewhere. Isn't that the name?
No, it's a Wilhelm scream.
Wow. Who's Ed Helms? Is that a person?
Ed Helms is the actor from Hangover and The Office.
Okay, I was like, that's somebody. I was like, I know who that is. The fucking
Wilhelm scream. I hate the Wilhelm scream with a burning passion. It's so fucking stupid and obvious.
I like it. It's like a theater. It's like a film motif.
I get it. It's a nice homage to the 1930s. I think the first time it ever was in George of the Jungle, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea.
It was George of the Jungle or Tarzan. But the original Wilhelm scream is the guy falling back into a pool of water because I think he's gotten shot or something. But that's where they love the scream and they put it in. It's very iconic. It's in everything. I just fucking hate it. I'm not a fan. But like, yeah, the sound design is really good.
I like the score too. The score is really
nice,
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that'll like look up scores to the movie and just listen to them. I love them. Like, I don't know, man. It's intense. Gets my blood going. Blah blah blah. Also, I just want to add, Ben Mendelsohn stole the show in this movie.
Yeah, he was really good.
Oh man, he's not the typical Krennic, because that's kind of what he's been for a while. I haven't seen Robin Hood, but I've seen enough of the trailers to be like, he's just yelling and he's mean and he's maniacal.
He's also in Ready Player One.
Is he kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
It was really refreshing. Like I loved him in this movie. His comedic timing was perfect.
Yeah, he's really good.
His banter was perfect. His delivery was perfect. He was just perfect in this movie. I really loved it. I'm glad that he was like, he got to do something like this. He got to show that he could do something like this. You know what I mean? I love whenever we see like actors and actresses do something different. You're like, ooh, okay. Like, it took me by surprise. That's awesome. Like, he's not one note. And that makes me
he's
happy.
really good. Yeah. So, like, the only thing I don't like in all the Marvel movies is that they're all now really funny. And I don't necessarily like that because it always feels very forced. Like in Infinity War, there's a joke like every 5 minutes. Fucking hate that because like it's supposed to be like this is a world-ending event. So I hope Endgame has a very serious tone.
I will say that none of the jokes felt forced to me in this movie.
No, in this one, they're great.
Works so great. Yeah. Like, it's all chops. I think
so it's set in the 90s. I think like 95, 96.
You
95,
want to hey, hang on, wait. Sorry, cut you off. You want to just rate it and then
yeah. So I say I love it. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Okay, wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Good. Definitely one of Marvel's better films. I wouldn't say it's, in my opinion, it's definitely not even top. It's not top 5. Maybe not even top 10.
Wow, holy moly, Batman!
But it's definitely good. That being said, like, you guys should definitely go check this out. If you like the Marvel movies, if you like superhero stuff in general,
even if you're just pumped for Endgame.
Yeah, if you have like I will say I don't think you need to watch this movie to watch Endgame.
No.
Like there's connections to the MCU.
You do not.
Just like every other MCU film. But I don't think
I love how they're all interconnected, but yeah, you don't.
That being said, I mean, we haven't seen Endgame yet, so I really don't know.
Right.
So, but
yeah, who knows? It could be all about.
Who knows? Yeah.
It could all be all about the fucking Skrull and Kree for all we know.
So,
what the fuck do we know? Yeah.
So yeah. Well, not even that, but.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Spoilers. Okay. Go ahead. Full warning.
Right. So, it's all set in the 90s. Love it. They draw on the nostalgia of like everyone, pretty much. But like the jokes are bomb, like in a good way.
Yeah.
Like there's two of the funniest scenes in any Marvel films in this movie, in my opinion, when they're like, there's always this big build up, like we have the CD from the black box and they put it in the computer and they do these really nice cinematic shots of bum 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 bum, and then like she's like, I thought this was her funniest line. She goes, what's happening right now? And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, it's loading.
Yeah, they were just
and
just
then
watching.
They wait another couple of seconds, and
I don't think the '90s references are too much, but it definitely like it's so weird because like when she first crashed in the Blockbuster, it's like for a while until like Ben Mendelsohn comes in as like a human. Yeah, it's like '90s joke, '90s joke, '90s joke, '90s joke, and then they kind of disappear. Yeah, and then that one pops up again with the disc, and he's like 90s joke. Yeah. And it's just like, okay. Yeah. But like, I'm glad it wasn't on the nose, but it was like, all of it was kind of like right here. Right. And then the rest of it was kind of normal. Yeah. And they were like, don't forget, you're still in the 90s. Like, that was the writers, like, 90s.
Like, there's a couple of them that I don't like. She lands at a Blockbuster. Love that. What are the odds, of course, but I love, it's Blockbuster. Everyone loves Blockbuster. And then she talks to a security guard, and he goes, but like these two are right back to back, and he goes, where can I find like communications equipment? And he just points to a Radio Shack.
I knew that was gonna And,
it's fun, of course. Yeah, it's fun, but like it's two back to back.
So there were only 2 Blockbusters left.
I know.
And the one in I think it's Canada. I think the other one was in Canada, if I remember correctly. And that one closed. So there's only one left, and it's in like Kansas or something. Or it might be in Oregon or something like that.
I know it's very secluded because it's a very like
small town
community that like
that's
still
the only
relies
one
on
left.
it.
There's only one left now.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
that's so sad. But the other part, I love this. Samuel L. Jackson. So like again, like. If you're bitching about male characters taking the back seat to a female lead, fuck off. Because Samuel L. Jackson is still useful. Like he's like, I've got an idea. Because he's still seen some stuff. He pulls a fingerprint off of a thing, puts it on the pad. They get out of the holding cell. And he's like, all right, let me just unwrap my fingerprint here. And she blows a hole. The funniest fucking thing. You were watching me fiddle with
watch me play with tape. Yeah, you had to do was. I thought that
was
really
so funny.
Yeah.
Also, what are her hands? Like, what are her? Are they
like
bolts
plasma.
Or are they just like strings?
It's like, I don't know, bro.
Because like when she moves her arms, it's like it looks like a noodle.
In the comics, I think it's more like.
It's like a phase,
like
photon. That's what they call it, a photon. Yeah.
It's more like a blast versus a beam.
Yeah. This one, it feels like a beam.
But sometimes she does blasts, and sometimes she does beams.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Because like there are times when she like shoots and waves her arms.
That's so strange to me too, because her power comes from the Tesseract. So.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. I mean, that's what the power source for the battery came from to the engine. So like, because Marvel built the engine from the Tesseract, and the engine blew up, and that's what gave her power. So her power comes from the Tesseract.
But not
just
directly.
Just like how Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's power comes from the Mind Stone.
Right. Tony Stark's missile, I thought.
No, it's the Mind Stone.
Is it?
Yeah, because remember Hydra was doing experiments with the Mind Stone, and that's how they got the.
See, I never
so it's so strange to me that there are 3 people now.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver, whose powers come from Infinity Stones.
Because I agree with Tony. Like, he said that in Endgame, he thought that she's not going to be in it. I know she's going to be in it, which, again, spoiler alert, there's a kick-ass end credit.
Yeah.
Also, first of all, I just want to say, they dedicate this whole movie to Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It's
intro, that intro is great, man.
And like,
I couldn't do anything but smile.
I just look at LaCrystal, I'm like, thanks for bumming us out.
Yeah, I wasn't bummed though. I felt really happy,
but like,
because I was like,
pretty sure that was not Stan Lee.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
That was not his voice.
Yeah, I don't think it was his voice.
Not his voice.
Yeah.
And
that smile she gave him kind of broke my heart. Though.
Yeah, like probably because what was he saying? He wasn't saying Excelsior.
He was reading. What's that movie he's in with
Evil Doers or something?
Where he's got like the beard or whatever. It's like a Kevin Smith movie, I think.
I don't know.
I think it's Kevin.
He was practicing a script.
Yeah, it was whatever movie he was in the '90s that Kevin Smith made.
Right.
But
like, I just wanted to talk about that, like, for just 1 second, and then I'll go back. I sure hope they got his permission to like his family.
His likelihood.
His likeness.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Because if they didn't, it crosses the line of, is it moral or immoral? Like, yes, he's the creator, of course, but so is his partner. But
it's murky water.
Yeah, it is. But thank you for dedicating that to Stanley.
That was awesome.
Very
man.
sweet. It's like dedicating Star Wars to George Lucas.
Yeah, I really love that.
Yeah.
I was like,
so sweet.
This is great.
Tony was saying that she's not going to be in Endgame. She's going to be in Endgame.
We were talking about this earlier, but it looks like she comes in fairly early, because in the trailers for Endgame, everyone's speculating and blah blah blah, but Cap doesn't have a beard,
right?
So this post-credit scene looks like it's like right after Infinity War.
Because Kevin Feige has said that all of the stuff that we're seeing is only the first 20 minutes of the film. So she's in
she comes in fairly early because Cap still has his beard. Like it looks like it's
before the time jump.
Ben and I were talking, and we were looking at Chris Evans in that scene. I was like, he's looking a little small.
Skinny.
I was like, he doesn't look like a Captain America, man.
Thank you. I was like,
because I was looking at his arm. I was like, wow.
Refreshing.
I was thinking
refreshing
because he says in an interview, he was like, we film all the shirtless scenes and the t-shirt scenes first.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, you're going to gradually get smaller as you film, because you just don't have time to film and work out and eat the proper amount, like to diet and all that shit that you have to do to bulk up. Right. So that makes sense. So I'm just curious to where in the filming process this scene was filmed, because Infinity War, he doesn't do very much.
No.
And Ben was saying, well, he's not very big in Infinity War. I'm like, yeah, well, we only see him in his suit, though. Like, we don't see him wearing anything else. So we really kind of don't know.
The last time we've ever seen him in, like, standards has been
Civil
War, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not sure where that fits into how they had to film and how he had to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just like, that was just very interesting to me. I was like, look like a Steve Rogers to me.
Right.
But
so
that didn't bother me. It was just something I noticed.
But so she's definitely in Infinity War or Endgame, but like he was saying, oh, they're gonna have to nerf her out because like she is so overpowered, which she is. She's blowing up ships with one hit.
See, but here's my thing. She's very powerful, but I don't know if nothing in this movie made me go, she's the most powerful being in the MCU. Thor took a dying star to the chest.
That's true, man.
That's strong to me. He took a star. Like, he got hit with a supernova.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Both her and Thor can breathe in space.
Yeah, which is weird, though, because she needed the helmet at some point. But at the end, she didn't. We were talking about that. I was like, so she can breathe in space?
Right.
So what is she... yeah, I was like...
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I was like, hey...
Yeah. I was like, whoa. Where's the helmet?
Right.
I was like, the hair looks nice and
everything. I love
everything.
her mohawk.
Yeah.
Like, they kept the classic
They pulled
mohawk.
that off. Yeah.
Really
Surprised
well.
they pulled that off.
But, I was thinking, my point being, what you just said is, like, her power comes from the Tesseract, right? Mm-hmm. So, and we have 3 or 4 characters, even though Quicksilver's dead. We have 4...
Well, I don't really consider Vision's power from the... Is that where you're going with that?
I'm sorry, the Infinity Stones, yeah. But 3 of them are dead now. So we don't really know, like, Thanos has used the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't know what effect her powers are going to be now. She might not have that much power.
I'm sure she still has her power.
Sure.
Because it's in her.
Right. It's
she doesn't
within
necessarily
her.
need the Tesseract to have the power
right.
anymore.
But, like, they are going to... What I'm trying to get is, like, they're going to have to, like, dumb her down. Because she could, like, literally look at Thanos, hit him once, and fucking kill the guy if she wants to. So, I'm so curious
I don't know.
see.
I'm not so sure that Thanos himself is going to be the villain for Endgame.
I think it'll be Galactus, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it'll be so fucking
I love
sweet.
Galactus.
Because he's the only one to, like, beat the Avengers, right? He's supposed to be, like, their number one baddie.
He's definitely one of the... He's a challenge.
I know he's a Fantastic Fours
yeah.
and, like,
Silver
still
Surfer.
Fox.
I don't want to see any Galactus without Silver Surfer.
Really, they're, like, connected.
Yes. Like, I don't want to see anything Galactus without the Silver Surfer.
We shall see.
You have to do the Silver Surfer. Like, in what the Infinity Gauntlet storyline,
Mm-hmm.
you know when Bruce falls into the sanctum?
Yes, the Silver Surfer.
That was the Silver Surfer.
I know that much.
Yeah, like all that, like it's But
I even know the name, the Sanctum Sanctorum, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe I knew that.
The stuff with Marvel and Marvel. So
Yeah.
in the comic books, take Jude Law's character and Marvel, the scientist, put them together, and that was Marvel. Marvel was a Kree scientist who came to Earth, was doing all these experiments because of the Kree Skrull War. Skrull were everywhere.
Okay.
Doing these experiments. He was a man, and Marvel was a Kree soldier. So imagine him looking like Jude Law, except he's blue because he's Kree. And he's a scientist that does all the shit that Annette Bening did.
Mm-hmm.
That was Marvel. And then Brie Larson, Carol Danvers, was a pilot, and she kind of went under Annette Bening's wing like Marvel, and she found out all this shit, and then stuff blows up. She gets her powers. That's all the same. Okay. And she names herself after Marvel because she respected him so much, and he took her under his wing, and he trained her, and blah blah blah.
They left that motherfucker alive too.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I was like, I love the fact that they didn't kill Jude Law,
right?
Because I liked him. I liked his character. I understood where he came from, and blah blah blah.
I totally thought they were gonna.
I thought it was so weird. I was like, why did they do this with Marvel? Like, why did they make Annette Bening Marvel? And it's not because she's a woman. It just doesn't make sense to me why they did that to that character. Like, why didn't they just keep... And then, like, Jude Law's character, Yanrog, is a villain. So when they said... Because it was a rumor that Jude Law was playing Marvel. Yeah. I was like, ooh, I like that. And then I was like... They were like, no, he's Yanrog. And I was like, oh, well, he's a bad guy. I know that because his character from the comic books is a bad guy. And literally that whole fucking team that he has are bad guys from the comic. I was like, oh, so... I knew the twist was going to be the Kree are really bad.
Right.
And I knew that. I saw that coming from a mile away.
That's a classic movie.
Yeah. I saw that coming from a mile away. But I just don't understand. They should have kept... They shouldn't have split Marvel into Annette Bening and Jude Law. I think they should have kept that all together. Like... Just me personally,
as one person.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the comic book guy, so it doesn't really.
Thought that was strange. I get it.
Okay.
I get it, but I would say that's just a small thing for me. It didn't ruin the movie by any means. It was just something that made me go, why? But yeah.
Looking at it from like, a cinematography, stylistic kind of directorial vibe. There was nothing really in the movie that I was like, wow, that shot's amazing, or that scene was well acted, or so emotional, or anything. There was one time where I thought, like, and I don't know the actress's name, but like Captain Marvel's best friend, they were sitting in her kitchen, and like she's like, on the verge of crying because like. She's like got her friend back.
The performance is good.
Yeah, she's really good.
The actress, I just don't feel that connection between those two characters. They don't feel like best friends to me.
But I mean, it's been 6 years. Kind of the point. So, she's gone, and it's not the same person.
But
I mean, it is, but it isn't, right?
I just didn't feel it though.
Right. Well, because like I think we're also so used to like seeing Bucky and Cap.
Not even that. Like, I feel like there are movies where people who know each other and who haven't seen each other in a while, they come back together and. you feel that
Yeah.
unspoken bond in there. Like I don't know. That's just me. I wasn't sold on the fact that they used to be like die-hard friends, and now her friend that she hasn't seen in 6 years, who's supposedly dead, is back.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't feel like that should be like seeing a ghost. Like it should almost feel haunting, and it didn't feel like that to me. You know what I mean?
I think her daughter was more so like,
Yeah.
everyone said
Her
you're
daughter
dead.
did it. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah,
But
she was good.
But yeah, man. Like, yeah. I don't think I have
But
anything else to say.
There was nothing. Yeah. But yeah, there was nothing like really that blew me away. Like the cinematography.
I thought the tech was cool.
Yeah, the tech was really cool, for sure. The
sci-fi element, like
yeah.
all the space stuff was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I was like, ooh, this feels like it was almost like Star Wars finally met the MCU.
Sorry, Baby Bear is eating right now. Or is that his name, Baby Bear?
Baby Bear.
Baby Bear, the cat, is eating food right now. So if you hear any noises,
Munching.
yeah. Like I always go back to it. Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one, has some amazing shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Peter Quill is sitting in the spaceship and he's listening to his Walkman.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a really cool shot. Just that whole thing, like that cinematography is beautiful throughout both those films. Yeah, I feel like a lot of them are lacking in that. And like Captain America, Winter Soldier is just a very like, it's just like it's a spy movie.
So gritty.
Yeah.
You get that intensity and that
yeah.
grittiness.
And all
it
of the
bleeds
others
through the rest of the film. Even Infinity War, it has that
Yeah.
grittiness and that like
yeah,
intense
like the
urgency
Russo
to
brothers
it.
have some good stylistic vibes, but like every other thing, even Taika Waititi directing Thor Ragnarok, I didn't get a very like there were no shots in that movie that like blew me away.
It was the colors.
The
though.
colors
It
were
was
very
that, and it
vibrant.
was, like, yeah, like
it felt
it
like
was the way it
almost
looked.
borderline Wes Anderson.
Not
like,
not necessarily the shots, but
Right.
like the sets and
Yeah.
like that's where the style came
Yeah.
from, and the humor.
Right.
And the yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Like he definitely does humor well out of all of them.
Even
and
even like Kenneth Branagh with the first Thor, it has that Kenneth Branagh
fucking
Shakespearean.
Dutch angles.
Yeah,
God
like it's got
damn
that
it.
Shakespearean feel to it.
Hate those Dutch angles.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dutch angles.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But yeah, I think
This movie,
It's a solid movie.
feels like a filler. It feels like a fluff movie.
Yeah,
it feels
I mean,
it feels like a stepping stone movie.
this is
I feel
also-
like they have a lot more ground to cover. I think they have so much more room to grow with this character and really like run with it. Like that, like I said, it's a stepping stone. Like I think
Right.
it's a good foot in the door movie, but they're not all the way through the door yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If that metaphor makes sense.
This is also like only the second movie in between two Avengers movies.
Mhm.
We got Ant-Man and the Wasp,
And then this.
and
then
this one,
Endgame,
and
yeah.
then it's Endgame, which I think is the least amount of movies in between.
Yeah, definitely.
For
they filmed
sure.
because originally Infinity War was supposed to be a two-parter. It was supposed to, when they announced it was supposed to be part 1,
Yeah.
part 2, and they didn't have a director yet. And then when around the time Civil War was like getting announced and
Mhm.
starting to come out, when they did the last time Marvel did like a huge press conference, and Kevin Feige's like, "This is what's coming out. This is our lineup," and they're like, "Yeah, it's not going to be Infinity War part 1 and part 2 anymore. They're going to be two different movies, and it's going to be like two definitive movies. Like Infinity War has a definitive end,
Mm-hmm.
and then Endgame.
For sure.
And it already just from the trailers, they feel like
completely
two different
different, yeah.
movies. So
Completely. Which I love.
yeah, like so I like that, and I love the fact that they filmed them. They still filmed them back to back though, as if it was a two-parter. So that way, it comes out in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
So
Last thing I'll say, I don't get the second end credits scene. It's the cat. It's just there for. It's just there for.
did you hear what I
goofiness.
said in the theater?
No, what'd you say?
I was like, I bet the VFX guy was like, "Well, I can't wait to make this cat throw up." And I was like, I bet it took 5 months to do that
yeah.
one little fucking scene.
Because like, what the fuck happens with if like the cat is an alien, right? He's
Flarkin.
Flarkin swallows
Yeah.
the Tesseract,
Yeah. How do you feel about that's how Nick loses his eyeball?
I think it's hilarious.
A lot of people are so pissed about that because when the trailer came out and it was the cat and he's like, "Oh, look at that," people are like, "It was like an internet joke. It was like a meme, like, I bet that's how Fury loses his eye," and it actually is. And I don't know how I felt about that. It didn't bother me enough to where I was like, "Oh, it's just so stupid." Like, yeah, it's annoying. It's kind of goofy.
How would you have wanted him to, quote unquote, because he didn't lose his eye. It's just
in the comic books, it's Wolverine that cuts his eye out.
Right. Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, but like he doesn't lose his eye. It's still there. Yeah. It just can't. It doesn't work. But like, how would you else want to do it happen? Like rip it out?
Yeah. It's funny how. Excuse me. Even Coulson's like, hey, like, what are you gonna tell people?
I can never confirm nor deny that.
Yeah, like Fury's not like, I got my eye cut out by a fucking cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So come on, he would lose his credibility, but still, it's still fun.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with it, but I understand why other people do.
Yeah.
That being said, who gives a shit?
Fury lost his eye. It's not going to make a difference in the next movie.
What difference does that make?
Wait a second. Nick Fury lost his eye to a cat, so this can't happen. Yeah.
And then, like, how'd you feel about the Avengers ultimately being named after Captain Marvel? Let's talk about it. Ben kind of hung out after the movie last night, and I was like, what? I was like, so Cap's technically not the first Avenger.
Well, back in yes, technically he's not the first Avenger named, but yes.
Yeah, he's not the first Avenger.
But they never even say that he's the first Avenger, though.
Well,
do they ever?
He's the world's first superhero,
right?
And then the movie's called Captain America:
First Avenger, right?
But
why can't they? But
granted, that movie was made in 2010. Well, it came out in 2010.
Why couldn't they have just called it Captain America, though? They just call it Iron Man. Iron Man, the first robotic guy.
Because it was the last movie before the Avengers. It was that, and then
I get it.
That's what they were setting him up as, the world's first superhero, even though he really kind of wasn't. And like another thing, I think it's so fucking strange,
Doctor Strange,
that Fury has known that there are extraterrestrials and blah blah blah. So when Thor shows up in the first Thor and they like blow up half of New Mexico, why? When they're doing experiments with the Tesseract in the first Avengers, he was like, because of him. He's like, because Thor came here and he blew everything up. That's why we were doing experiments with the Tesseract to try to make weapons. He's like, we learned not only are we not alone, but we're hopelessly and hilariously outgunned. Like, Fury, you fucking knew that you and Coulson knew that in the 90s.
Right.
And you just kind of covered it up like.
Well, Thor and Captain Marvel, Thor's a god. Mm-hmm. Captain Marvel is just a human. But I get what you're saying.
But like they know that there are these aliens out here with this technology. Like they know.
Right, but like, did he technically see all those Kree ships? I don't think he did he?
I mean, at the very least,
he saw the
getting attacked by one when they were in that Quinjet. When Black Chick, I can't even remember her name, when she's flying around. He know, like, you know what I mean? Like he knows what they can do.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And of course,
he knows they're outgunned at the very least.
And it's an oversight because they didn't know what they were getting into at the time.
Yeah,
but
that all comes with how you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
for sure.
That being
for
said,
sure. Yeah.
Said, I was like,
for sure.
But
so I can't fault them. I can't necessarily fault them for that.
They didn't even understand the Tesseract from whenever this movie took 90 whatever to Avengers 2012.
I believe it's 95.
So from 95 to Avengers in 2012, they still didn't even understand the Tesseract yet.
All right.
Which is kind of weird because Hydra understood it well enough to make weapons in the 40s and 45.
Yeah. I don't even know how it fucking got there, to be completely honest.
To how it got where?
Well, so didn't they have the Tesseract on Earth at one point?
Because Howard Stark found it in 45 when he was looking for Cap.
Okay.
But we don't know where it ended up from when he found it to when we see it in Captain Marvel.
Because the first time we ever see it is
in 45.
Right.
In Cap.
And then we see it again in Thor because Odin has it.
No, we see it again in the post-credit scene to Thor because Eric Selvig has it. So when so technically we see it for the first time in Captain America in 45. And then when he wakes up in 2011, S.H.I.E.L.D. already has it. And they're doing experiments with it. And that's why Loki shows up. Yeah.
It's so confusing.
Yeah. So like in order how we see them in how the movies are supposed to take place is Cap in 45. That's the first time we see it. Howard Stark finds it in the ocean. Don't know what happens to it after that. We see it again in 95 in Captain Marvel. I don't know how Marvel got it, though. I don't know how it went from Howard Stark to Marvel.
She's going to be a friend of Stark's.
Don't know how that happened. And then S.H.I.E.L.D. has it again in Avengers.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't. Yeah,
I'm glad you know.
The Tesseract. Yeah, because Ben and I were talking about. I was like, what?
Right? How?
Yeah. Where? Because I guess technically, I guess we technically assumed that Stark gave it to S.H.I.E.L.D., but that's not necessarily the case because we didn't see that happen.
Right.
We just saw him find it. So I get that. And then between 45 and 95, there's a lot of time to where it could have just bounced around.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Love the movie.
Yeah.
Thought it was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Guys, definitely check that out.
For sure.
It's definitely one of Marvel's. It's not a...
It's one of their best, but...
Yeah.
It's not...
It's one of their better films, I should say.
For sure.
It's no Iron Man 2.
And I don't... It's no Iron Man 3.
Yeah, it's no Iron Man 3
which is amazing. I never hold up the standalone films unless we're talking about Civil War. I never hold them up to the Avengers games, like to the Avengers movies. Those always feel like different movies.
Yeah, they're within themselves.
Yeah, check it out. It's awesome.
But hey, guys, that's pretty much it for this episode.
That's right.
Next week we got
what do we got?
Get Out.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
We're prepping ourselves for Jordan Peele's Us. Us is coming out on the 22nd.
I've not seen Get Out.
Yeah, I've only seen it I think once. I really like it though. So yeah. So
hey, another film. The main guy in Us, M'Baku.
Yeah. That's something to think about. You know, man. And then fucking David Kaluuya is in the guy from Get Out. He's in Black Panther.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love all the.
Yep.
I love how things connect like that. Okoye, or not even Okoye. Lupita Nyong'o, she's in Us. She's also in.
Yeah. She is. God, they love to work together.
Fun fact. I'm not sure if you caught this, but in Black Panther, the casino scene.
Yeah.
You notice the colors?
Uh-huh.
Panther's wearing black.
Yeah.
Okoye's wearing red. And I can't remember Lupita Nyong'o's character's name is wearing green. Those are the colors of the African flag.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. That's why they did that. I was listening to Ryan Coogler. He was talking about that. That's why they chose those colors.
That's fun.
I was like, ooh,
yeah,
I like
fun.
knowing stuff like that. Yeah. And that song when Okoye is fighting into that, that's actually like an African tribe of like female warriors. That's like their chant, and they made that song for the Dora Milaje. Yeah, I was like, ooh, like I like knowing stuff like that. Anyway,
so next week,
I'm really excited for Us. Get Out. I really liked Get Out. Get Out surprised me, and I don't know, man. Jordan Peele was the first black screenwriter to win an Oscar in like 90 years with the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. First
Jesus.
black. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, first African American to win
That's
best
fucking
screenwriting.
insane.
In like 90 plus years of the Oscars.
When you see like Gone with the Wind, she was the first. I can't for the life of me, I can't remember her name, but she was the first black actor, black anything to win an Academy Award.
It's insane that we're like like Sterling K. Brown he was the first black actor to win like best performance by an actor in a lead role for the Emmys.
For the Emmys, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
Where the fuck what has happened the past 100 years?
Yeah, like what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But Jordan Peele, man, he produced Black Klansman. He had a hand in that. I love that movie.
Yeah, I gotta see that one. I gotta check it out.
I'm very excited to see, because he's putting his little stamp on like the weird thriller, sci-fi, horror
Twilight
genre.
Zone.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of stuff.
He's got the Candyman coming back. He's redoing that. He's bringing that back to life. So yeah, I'm really digging. Like Jordan Peele's he's a comedy guy.
He's one to watch.
He's a comedian, and like he's killing it with this genre stuff. So yeah, guys, next week we're gonna talk about Get Out. And prep for Us, and then on the 22nd we got Us coming out. We're going to talk about that. I'm pretty excited for all that.
Oh yeah.
And then after Us, we've got we're going to talk about the DC films, because we have Shazam coming up.
God, I haven't seen any of the DC films.
Oh my God!
Besides Man of Steel,
I do not want to sit through Suicide Squad again, but I have to watch it in order to talk about it.
Oh, well, I've seen Suicide Squad.
Oh my God, that movie sucks, bro. I saw that movie one time, and I remember leaving the theater like, bro, what? I wasn't expecting, like, I went in just like Captain Marvel. I went in with low expectations.
Right.
I know enough comic history and lore and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Enough to watch it and kind of talk about it. But I was just like, oh my god, like that movie was so bad. It was so bad. It just makes me
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's so bad. Justice League is fucking horrible too.
That one.
So hey, yeah, it's gonna be fun ripping into these films. And if you like those movies, that's fine.
Oh, 100%.
You can like
like
all
what you
film is
wanna
subjective. You can just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's wrong for you to like it.
The Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I like those movies too. Like even on this show, like you guys have seen, like Logan likes Iron Man 3. I do not.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I don't care.
I'm not saying he's wrong. He's not saying I'm wrong. He is wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's all film is subjective, guys. So don't feel some kind of way if you're listening to this and you like films that we don't, and you're like, oh, they're talking shit about me and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
No, it's all subjective, So I feel like I should say that because film is tricky when you come to like art and media is kind of tricky because for some reason people feel attacked when someone doesn't like something that you like. Right. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's the whole point of this. We want you guys to make up your minds. Right. Make up your own minds. You listen to us talk about it and you go, I like that. I didn't like that. And this is why I feel that way. This is why I didn't feel that way.
Branch blah, blah, blah. out and watch different movies. Yeah.
So I love the fact that we're going from, because we've been in superhero world for the past like 3 weeks and now we get to go to Jordan Peele's horror. Yeah. I'm kind of
trying to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah. Done with all this fucking Marvel shit. It's been fun because I love this franchise, but it's fun to talk about something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, different genre. So hey guys,
thanks for having us.
Yeah, check us out on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcast. Yeah. You can also check us out on social media at Reviews from the Clubhouse. You can check us out at Twitter. Do we have a Facebook group?
Yeah, we got Facebook.
Facebook.
We don't have Twitter. Actually,
no,
do we?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
We should probably know these things. Yeah. Twitter, Facebook. I know we have an Instagram.
We do.
Know that much.
The gram.
We have an email if you guys want to email. I mean, I don't know. Reviews from the Clubhouse at gmail.com. Yeah, if you guys want to shoot an email, I guess. If you want to talk shit or say you guys like our stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. We'll read them.
Yeah.
So we might even mention you if you like. That's all of our 9 subscribers. Humor us, guys. Send in some stuff. Yeah. We're trying to build an online film community here, So, yeah, guys. If you want to reach out, do that. Check us out next week. It's been a whole lot of fun. Once again, you can check us out on Spotify.
God,
Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and blah blah. I just want to summarize, man, because sometimes people don't listen.
I know.
Hey, take care, guys. Adios.